Welcome to CognitionChunks. I'm going to Yellowstone National Park soon. This is my first visit and I would like to get as much out of my trip as I can. Can I use GPT to prepare? This is Yellowstone Through the Lens, a photographer's paradise explored. Introduction. Yellowstone National Park is a veritable playground for photographers, both amateur and professional. Its sweeping vistas, dramatic geysers, and diverse wildlife offer endless possibilities for capturing stunning images. Whether you're looking to photograph the majesty of the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone, the subtleties of hot spring microorganisms, or the nobility of a grizzly bear in its natural habitat, this guide aims to provide insights that can elevate your photographic journey through America's first national park. Landscape photography. 1. What it is. Yellowstone's varied landscapes offer a wealth of options from waterfalls to mountain ranges. 2. Tips. Golden hour, just after sunrise and just before sunset, is ideal for capturing the warm hues of the park's geology and flora. Wildlife photography. 1. What it is. Home to iconic animals such as bison, elk, and bears. 2. Tips. Use a telephoto lens to capture details without disturbing the animals, and remember that patience often yields the best shots. Astrophotography. 1. What it is. Far removed from city lights, Yellowstone offers a spectacular night sky. 2. Tips. Use a tripod and long exposure to capture the starry skies and potentially even the Milky Way, depending on the season. Geothermal features. 1. What it is. Features like Old Faithful and the Grand Prismatic Spring offer dramatic shots. 2. Tips. Utilize a polarizing filter to cut glare off the water and make the colors of geothermal features pop. Macro photography. 1. What it is. Small subjects, such as flowers or insects, provide opportunities for detailed photos. 2. Tips. Use a macro lens to capture the details of Yellowstone's smaller flora and fauna, from dew on a spider's web to the intricate designs of native flowers. Action photography. 1. What it is. The park's rivers and waterfalls offer opportunities to capture moving water and even adventurous kayakers or anglers. 2. Tips. Use a fast shutter speed to freeze motion, or a slower speed to capture the smooth flow of water. Historical and cultural shots. 1. What it is. From historical lodges to Native American heritage sites, there are cultural landmarks to photograph. 2. Tips. Include some of these in your portfolio to tell a fuller story of the Yellowstone experience. Seasonal photography. 1. What it is. Each season offers its own set of photographic opportunities. 2. Tips. From the wildflowers of spring to the snow-covered landscapes of winter, adjust your gear and techniques to capture the essence of each season. Drone photography. 1. What it is. Drones can capture aerial perspectives of the park. 2. Note. As of my last update in September 2021, drones are generally not allowed in U.S. national parks, so always check the most current rules. Creating a story. 1. What it is. Combining different types of shots can tell a compelling story of your Yellowstone experience. 2. Tips. Consider a storyboard or theme for your photographic journey to create a more impactful narrative. Conclusion. Capturing Yellowstone through your lens is not just about clicking the shutter, it's about understanding your subject and the best ways to represent its beauty and complexity. From technical considerations like shutter speed and aperture to aesthetic ones like composition and timing, a well-thought-out approach can elevate your photographic keepsakes from mere snapshots to enduring art. So grab your camera gear and get ready to immortalize your Yellowstone adventure. Another neat trick is the rule of thirds, a compositional principle in photography, painting, and other visual arts that suggests a way to frame and lay out an image to create balance, interest, and dynamic tension. The principle divides the frame into 9 equal rectangles, with 2 equally spaced vertical lines and 2 equally spaced horizontal lines forming a grid. The points where these lines intersect are known as the power points or points of interest. According to the rule of thirds, placing the most crucial elements of your composition, whether that be a person, an object, or a horizon line, near these points or along these lines creates a more aesthetically pleasing, well-balanced image. When your subject is aligned with one or more of these grid lines, it naturally draws the viewer's eye into the photo, encouraging them to explore the image more fully. Why it works? The rule of thirds taps into the human brain's inclination to appreciate symmetry and balance while still leaving room for dynamic tension. It avoids the rigidity that can come from centering an object or focal point, which can often make the image feel static or lifeless. By offsetting the focal point, you introduce a sense of movement and complexity, making the image more engaging. Practical applications. 1. Landscape photography. Placing the horizon line along one of the horizontal thirds lines can help establish a sense of scale and grandeur. 2. Portrait photography. Positioning the subject's eyes along the top horizontal line can create a more engaging and emotionally impactful shot. 3. Action shots. Placing a moving subject at one of the intersecting points can convey a sense of direction and make the image feel dynamic. 4. Macro photography. For close-up shots, aligning the focus of your subject with one of the intersecting points can emphasize its details without making the photo feel cluttered. 5. Architectural photography. Vertical lines of buildings or structures can be aligned with the vertical grid lines to establish a sense of height and grandiosity. When to break the rule. While the rule of thirds provides an excellent starting point, it's essential to remember that rules in art and photography are not hard and fast laws. There are scenarios where breaking the rule can lead to a more impactful image. For instance, symmetry can be striking in specific contexts, or you might want to purposefully throw off the balance to create tension or make a statement. In summary, the rule of thirds is a helpful compositional tool that can enhance the aesthetic quality of your images. However, it's always worth exploring and experimenting to see when adhering to or breaking from this rule yields the best results. Alright, you photo enthusiasts and nature nerds, that's a wrap on today's episode, Yellowstone Through the Lens, a photographer's paradise explored. We've dived into the nitty-gritty of capturing Yellowstone's staggering beauty, from the ethereal morning mist over Lamar Valley to the incandescent glow of sunset on the Grand Prismatic Spring. And let's not forget our foray into wildlife photography, because who wouldn't want a killer shot of a bison mid-chew or an elk in all its antlered glory? We've not just framed these vistas, we've also zoomed in on the science of photography. From the rule of thirds to the magic of the golden hour, we've unshuttered all the tricks you'll need to elevate your photographic game. Yeah, that's right, aperture, ISO, and shutter speed aren't just settings, they're your creative toolkit in this geological wonderland. So, for your next Yellowstone adventure, don't just pack your hiking boots, make room for that camera gear. Whether you're a DSLR devotee or a smartphone snapper, remember that Yellowstone isn't just a place to see, it's a place to capture and immortalize. If you've enjoyed this picture-perfect episode, give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Smack that subscribe button and ring the bell so you won't miss our next chunk of cognitive goodness. Have questions or some cool photography tips to share? Let us know in the comments below. This is CognitionChunks, where we dissect complex wonders into digestible, click-worthy bites of knowledge. So, until our next episode, keep those lenses clean and that curiosity sharper than a tack. Say cheese, adventurers. Was this accurate? Did GPT just make up a bunch of stuff that does not exist or does not make sense? I'll let you know how GPT did in a few weeks.